bitten by 3 toxic worms. Which is worse? Oh, fuck.
The ultimate goal is not only to find 3 different species of worms here on the banks of Maine, but also to test out the bite between the bloodworm, the clamworm, and the famed sandworm. That is a
What
living...
the heck?
Oh, nightmare! Look at that thing!
I didn't even know there's
On this
worms
bizarre
that
adventure, I'll
bite.
be working alongside the legendary Pat Spain. This man is a wildlife biologist, cryptozoologist, biotech expert, and about 10 other
Cryptozoologist.
impressive things.
Worm catcher.
So here's what's really interesting about the
Ew,
sandworm
it looks like
specifically as
Dookie.
compared to bloodworms. This right here is called the cast, and the worm is going to be in this section here between the pool and the cast. So I know that the worm is somewhere between this pocket of water and this pile of sand. And based on the size of the pool to where the actual cast is coming out, this one could be a monster. So what I want to do is get this trench down towards the side of where the worm would be, and then I'm
place
going to
looks
try
so
to
nasty.
lump over the whole big chunk off the top.
Damn.
There he is. Oh my gosh.
Where? Let me see.
Absolute beaster.
Oh
At that.
my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a sandworm. And it's completely constricted in.
Oh my
At full
god.
length, this thing may be close to the entire length of my arm. All right, going in the bucket. The bigger the castings,
Oh my
the bigger
god.
the worm.
I didn't even know there
He's
was
tall.
worms that
There he is.
even looked like that.
Oh, wait. Oh, this is something different.
Oh man,
Do you know what
that's
it is?
amazing. That's a clamworm.
That's a clamworm.
Yeah, there we go.
Clamworm?
Holy
Oh my
cow,
god.
These things are living
Looks
nightmares.
weird.
Just to find out how bad that bite might actually be.
Ugh.
All right, Pat, we are back from the field and we have dug up some nightmares. Before us, 3 containers with 3 alien-looking
clamworm,
Now,
sandworm.
for everybody out there watching, let's go through a couple of real basic things that they need to know before we get into the real entertainment and we experiment with some bites.
Ooh, I
These are
didn't
some
even
of my
know
favorite
they
animals
do
from the mud flats around
that.
here. We have 3 different types of annelids. We've got the bloodworms, which I know you're really familiar with. So 4 pretty nasty teeth that are made
Whoa.
from copper, and they have 32 different toxins in their saliva.
Moving on to the one in the
32.
middle, which is without question the creepiest, the clamworm.
So the clamworm has 2 fangs that are made out of zinc, kind of like what you think of with a centipede.
And I don't do well with
Your
centipedes.
favorite.
Yeah, this is like an underwater centipede, and already it's making my skin crawl.
Yeah, it definitely freaks people
Yo.
out. So if you're digging in the sand and building a sandcastle up here or something like that, and all of a sudden one of these pops out, kids go running and screaming.
And
What
in
the
cup number
heck?
3, not to be outdone, is our big boy, the sandworm.
So certainly the weirdest one we've
It
got
was
on
making
here,
me
and the one
itchy,
that's
bro.
least seen. So very hard to come across one of these. We managed to find quite a few really good ones, but I've never seen one as big as this guy.
We've named this one Big Bubba, and for context, we're not sure if this worm bites or doesn't bite.
Ew,
So this
that
is a wonderful
looks
experiment today, but when it
nasty.
comes down to this worm, there's actually something super interesting about it.
Yeah, so one of the coolest things about these is that they are a universal blood donor for people. So we're not transfusing their blood into humans, but their blood retains oxygen so much better than human blood. It's like 8 times better than human blood, and you can actually store organs in their blood, in a compound made from their blood, for transport to go to transplant victims.
It's pretty crazy. So some people's lives are actually being saved when organs are being stored in the blood of this worm.
Absolutely.
Okay, so Pat, with that said, would you like to, want to give it a go?
I think you're the expert there. I'm gonna leave this one up to you.
I was really hoping that maybe you'd be like, hey, I'm down for making a bite episode, but no, I know what the audience is ready to see and the answer that they want. Which bite is going to be the worst? Now, in classic Coyote Peterson fashion, I went ahead and shaved my forearm. Why? Because it's silly. And we've got a target for the bloodworm,
Yo,
clamworm,
what?
and the sandworm. And just so that I can line up the bite properly, we put a little circle, we're gonna put the proboscis right in the middle. All right, fellas, come on out of there.
Oh.
Gosh, it's like toxic spaghetti. Look at that. And on the It's important to note that all of these worm species are capable of breathing.
That's so nasty.
Out and in the open. There's a proboscis right there, Mario. I don't know if you're getting that shot, but I see.
Did you know that there was worms that bite?
Definitely ready for a bite. I'm Coyote Peterson, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with the bloodworm. There's the proboscis. 1, 2. Here we go.
What the hell, ill? Those are demodogs? Bro. Oh! You can see that!
That's the one. Ah! Full grapple. That's
Wow.
okay. Worm off. Worm off.
Wow,
Ooh,
I felt
yeah.
that.
Okay. A little burn going.
Wow.
I'm gonna put this worm
Wow.
back in the cup.
Wow.
You can see 1, 2 little tiny blood spots on the edge of my arm. Now, I'd probably compare it to something like a fire ant sting. You know it's happening, but it's not something that's gonna send you into like, oh my gosh, it's yellow jackets or a bullet ant or an executioner wasp. But sure enough, that right there is a successful
can see that
bloodworm bite. And now, the worm that I'm most afraid of, the clamworm. That is a
Oh my god!
oh, nightmare, look at that thing. I mean, if that is not
That looks-
intimidating, I don't know what is.
That looks like a dragon,
It's like
bro.
a mixture of a centipede meets an earthworm meets
long
your
dragon.
absolute worst nightmare. And up front will be 2 fangs that are gonna bite through my skin. All right, Pat, you ready for this?
Oh yeah.
All right, so what I think the tactic here is gonna be is to actually get up the worm. I'm gonna let it walk on my arm a little bit just to see if it will bite naturally, and if it doesn't, I'm gonna go for the grab and put it in the target zone approach.
Oh!
I just saw the proboscis come out. Did you see that?
Yep.
Ow! Almost. It got me a pinch. Come on. I probably.
Oh, look how sharp this are! You!
Bite your finger, because I don't know if it's gonna get precious on that part of your arm.
Oh!
This is really nerve-wracking. Okay. Yeah, it got me, but it is not strong enough to break skin.
Try the webbing of your fingers.
Yeah, that could be it right there. That's the spot. I think it's gonna get purchased.
Oh.
I can.
Bro! Bro. Oh, I'm sorry, Chad.
Well,
Bro. No.
I'm not sure.
I'm sorry. That was like intrusive thoughts, bro. That was like intrusive thoughts. Bro, that was like intrusive thoughts,
There's the fangs.
bro.
There's the fangs. Well, Pat, at this point, I would say that the clamworm, very intimidating, huge mandibles, but like the soul pugid, not capable of actually breaking skin. And considering the fact that this creature is non-venomous, really something you probably don't need to be afraid of. I think we're moving on to the giant sandworm. The biggest one that we found today, and it is a absolute jumbo. So this is the back end, this is the front end, and we don't know whether or not this worm is capable of biting. Oh, that feels weird. Oh, it's super slimy. And when it comes to the bristles, not feeling anything at all. So, Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I have a feeling that those are just used with locomotion when they are underground in the sand.
Absolutely right.
I can feel the worm tensing up, which is really interesting. It's like a big, swollen, overcooked hot dog at this point. I'm Coyote Peterson.
Oh, heck nah.
I'm about to enter the bite zone with the giant sandworm. Oh man, the anticipation. This is that moment where you're like, okay, Either something really painful is about to happen or absolutely nothing's gonna happen. It's like in a horror film when you're like, don't go in there, don't go in there. It's kind of like, why are you putting this thing on your arm? Ah!
It's thinking about it.
Maybe. Maybe. Oh, it certainly is intimidating. It is a big, big worm. And it's sliming me. Here it comes. Here it comes. The proboscis? Just teasing us?
What am I looking at?
I would say, at this juncture, not super aggressive, right? Well, here's one thing that we do know about the sandworm. Based on the design of their burrow, we know they are filter feeders. When you're talking about the bloodworm and you're talking about the clamworm, they are technically predatory worms that are actively hunting for prey. So this guy's more of a sit, wait for things to sink down into its hole and filter them through its system. And to be honest, guys, in all the research that we did, nobody has recorded this worm as actually having bitten people. And while you don't come across them too often, I'd say what we've got here is nothing more than a gentle giant.
Wow.
But I gotta tell you, when it comes to creepy, this guy definitely takes the cake. What a big boy. Hey, there's my big bubba.
There's my big boy.
Look at my big boy. He's just
You're
like
telling me that big old thing doesn't even
Well,
bite?
Pat, we've got some results here.
We do.
So with the bloodworm, we did actually have a bite.
Oh yeah, you got a good one.
When it comes to the clamworm, very intimidating pinchers.
Absolutely. You know what you find with most animals that look really freaky is that, looks a lot worse than it is.
Yeah. And when it comes to the sandworm, big, giant, alien looking, and all it did was slime me and spill iodine all over my skin.
Yeah, and it's a good defense mechanism. I mean, iodine does not taste good. So it's shooting out that huge proboscis, but just like you were saying, I mean, it's not
Why-
an
why
active
would you try
predator,
iodine,
whereas the
whatever
other
that
two
is?
worms are. So it doesn't have those fangs, it doesn't have something to get purchased, but it does have a really good defense mechanism.
And when it comes to worms in popular culture, we've seen Tremors, we've seen the sandworms in Beetlejuice, there's the giant worms in Dune, and then there's one mythological worm that you actually chased after. Tell us a little bit about that.
So all these worms remind me of something called the Mongolian deathworm, which is described as very annelid-like. So it's this segmented worm. It's supposed to be about 2 feet long in the Gobi Desert, and allegedly it
feet
can electrocute
long?
you, it can spit acid, and it can blow itself up if it needs to and shoot hot blood that will melt your skin.
You went
What?
searching for this thing and didn't find it.
Yeah, unfortunately we didn't find any, but I'm not alone in looking for it. Actually, the first documented evidence of someone searching for this, the first Western person going to look for this was Roy Chapman Andrews. That's who Indiana Jones is based on.
That is pretty darn cool. Well, we know that in many instances, an animal's bark can be far more impactful than its bite.
Absolutely. Nobody should be freaked out by these things. It shouldn't stop people from going and having a great day on the beach and digging around and seeing what you can find.
And you know what? If you come across one of these creatures, look at it for a few minutes, admire it, put it right back where you found it, and they're doing a lot of good by filtering things through the environment, and they serve some sort of purpose, right?
Absolutely. As they burrow under the ground, they're aerating, they're bringing nutrients, they're moving nutrients around in the soil for a whole bunch of plants and other animal species. So for sure, they have a really great purpose in the marine ecosystem.
Alien looking, but very necessary. Pat, thank you so much for being a part of today's episode. I would have shook your hand, but it's completely covered in slime, but this was an absolute blast.
This was awesome. I really, really enjoyed it. Thank you.
I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.
Ew. Ew. Ew.